The 5-second website rule. Did you know your website has only got 5 seconds to keep a visitor? Here's what happens. Researchers tracked what real people actually do when they land on a website they've never seen before. Now, it was expected the visitors would spend at least a minute kind of looking around before they formed an opinion, but what they found instead was that the decision to stay or leave was made in under 5 seconds. In most cases, it was made in 3. Now, that finding has changed how I have looked at every website I've ever worked on, because it means that everything below the fold, so anything that isn't immediately visible, that's the rest of the content on your homepage, your service page, your testimonials, your VSL, your lead magnet, every carefully written paragraph, that only gets seen by visitors who pass the first test. And most websites are failing it, not because they're ugly, not because they're slow, but because they don't answer the question every visitor asks the moment they arrive. That question is this for me? So in this video, I'm going to show you what that test actually looks like, what a passing hero section does differently, and how to fix yours if it's falling short. So let's get into it. Now, what do visitors do when they get to your website? Well, I tell you what they're not doing. They're not reading the page. They're scanning it. They're looking for one signal. Is this relevant to me and what I've got on my mind? They're not evaluating service. They are subconsciously looking for relevance to the reason that brought them to the site in the first place. Now, that is 3 questions typically being asked unconsciously all at once. Is, do I know what this is? Is it for someone like me? And is there a good reason to stay? Now, if any of those questions are, then they leave, just like that, even if they need exactly what it is you offer, because you don't get points for almost being clear. So what are the 3 elements that they're looking for in your hero section that are going to get them to stay on your website? Now, these are really big and they're really easy. There's number 1, a headline that names the outcome, not the service. Most headlines describe what a business does. It'll sound something like professional accounting services for businesses. It's pretty boring. It's pretty weak, but it describes what you do. The headlines that work, they describe what changes for the client or for the visitor. So, stop losing money to tax you shouldn't be paying. That's got my attention. That's really strong. That is the outcome I'm looking for when I visit an accountant's website. So your headline must tell them what changes, not what you do. Tell them what changes. The second thing is a subheadline that names who this benefit is for. Now, the formula is pretty straightforward. It's who plus problem solved plus without painful thing. Quick example would be, we help London-based freelancers grow confidently and pay less tax without spending hours on paperwork. Who? Based freelancers. Problem solved. Grow confidently and pay less tax without the painful thing, without spending hours on painful work. Now, what we sometimes see is people create a subheadline that repeats what the first bit said, repeats the headline. It's a tagline for their business. Maybe it's some kind of catchy saying, or maybe it's just a series of words or the name of a program, something that's really ambiguous and unspecific. That's not going to work. You want who, problem solved, without the painful thing. Now, the third element that we want to have in our hero section is just one visible call to action, not 2, not a contact form, not a phone number, not a chat widget, not all 3, not some social media links. One clear call to action, because a confused mind never buys. If there's too many options, your visitor isn't going to do anything. They're just going to leave. So ideally, you might have something like a button that says, book a free 20-minute call, or book your free 20-minute call. That's going to win over get in touch every single time. It's specific, it's low risk, and it tells the visitor exactly what's going to happen next. There's not going to be any surprises when they click on that button. So what I want you to do now is have a look at your website. I'm going to give you a really quick test that you can do on any website. I call this the what, why, who test. Maybe you can guess why. That you can run on your website or any website immediately, and it will give you a really good indication of how well it's been constructed. Okay, so what? Can a stranger immediately tell what you do? Is it really clear what you do? Why? Is there a clear outcome or benefit stated? Why do I need this? Why am I here? Who? Can they tell if this is for someone like them? If the answer to any of those is not really, then that's what needs fixing. Change what's there until all of those three questions, what, why, and who, are answered with a very strong yes. Your visitors shouldn't have to do any work at all to understand what it is that you're offering on your website. Okay? They're not going to either. They'll just leave. So here's a quick example. Okay, I saw this the other day. It's a law firm in London providing expert legal services since 1987. We're a full-service law firm with offices across the southeast. Sounds very fancy. Sounds very professional. Does it say anything though? So what? Do we know what it is? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's a law firm. Why do they do it? Not really answered. Why does it matter to me? Expert legal service is kind of the why. Who is this for? That's no idea. It doesn't say at all. Now, I had a look at what was on this law firm's website, and I came up with a new headline: help with employment disputes, conveyancing, and wills for people who want straight answers and fair prices. Now, I've taken a bit of liberty there, but let's have a look at how it answers the three questions. Well, it's definitely a law firm that helps with employment disputes, conveyancing, and wills. Why does it matter to me? Well, it matters to me if I am looking for straight answers to any of those things. And who is this for? We'll get an outcome. It's for me if I'm looking for help with employment disputes, conveyancing, and wills, and I want to pay a fair price. That new headline answers all three of those questions in one sentence. It's the same business, but a completely different first impression. And the really important thing to note here is that the headline didn't get longer. It simply became more specific. Okay? Now, there's two mistakes that I see on a lot of websites that are preventing you from passing this 5-second test. The first one is overcomplicating the headline and underworking the subheadline. So the headline is intriguing, it describes a benefit, but the subheadline has to be very specific. If it doesn't close the deal on relevance, if it doesn't identify the person, the outcome, and the problem without pain, then you're going to lose them, okay? So the headline has to be as specific as possible. The subheadline has to be as specific as possible. Now, the second mistake that people make is trying to be clever instead of clear. Quick example of this is growth partner? We're not just accountants. What does that mean to me as an individual or to me as a business owner? You know what it means to me? How do you know what it means to me? It's not specific. It's clever, but it's not clear. And clear beats clever every time. So here's what I want you to do now. I want you to grab your phone, pull up your website, because that's how your visitors are seeing it, and give yourself 5 seconds. Look at everything that's visible without scrolling and ask the three questions. What is it? Why does it matter? And is this for someone like me? If you hesitate on any of them, then that's what needs fixing. Okay? Let me know in the comments below how you got on with the 5-second test, what you changed, or even if you've got a headline that you'd like me to work on for you. Let me know. I'll see you in the next video.